Hi, I'm back again and welcome to the fourth week of this cisgender series, where this week we'll be talking about relationships, and I'm here with my girlfriend Marie and we're going to be talking about what we've been through in the past 3 years. I just wanted the relationship to stay the same because my feelings hadn't changed at all, but obviously that wasn't the same for Marie. Although Marie wanted the best for me, she also was feeling quite sad and lonely at the prospect of me transitioning.
Not many people go through this kind of situation, so the support out there isn't, always so obvious, and you've got to go searching around for it, and it's usually found on social media channels, which is good. So one of my biggest fears at the beginning, and I know it sounds really silly saying this, but it was that if Charlotte was to transition, she would no longer fancy women and she'd instantly be into men.
That obviously doesn't happen because HRT doesn't affect your sexuality in any way.
And then on the flip side of that, obviously it was my feelings, so I still pretty much identify as straight, even though I'm sat here with my girlfriend. And yeah, it was just the not knowing whether I would be able to be attracted to Charlotte as a woman.
In the early days, we would see like people's before and afters, and that would kind of frighten you as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. When you don't know people and you see their before and afters, the afters look so different, unrecognisable, and that was one of my biggest concerns. She's still very much the same person, she just looks a little bit different, and is probably a lot more laid back as well, which is nice. But yeah, so in terms of personality and looks wise, I can still recognise the person who I've spent how long with?
11 years.
11 years, So that's quite a relief. So another thing I was worried about as well was in our quest to help Charlotte be perceived correctly, that would mean that I would then be perceived incorrectly. And even though I had a lot of anxiety about this before, it definitely hasn't been as big a deal for me out there when I'm meeting new people. There is definitely a bit of a difference, I would say. I feel like I don't feel like I fit in quite as well or as seamlessly into kind of like social groups as I used to. As somebody who's very much, grown up and identified in this kind of heteronormative society, it's difficult to shake that, and when you're interacting with all the other heteronormative couples and people that you suddenly find that you're slightly on the edges and on the outskirts of that.
I think transition has had some positives on our relationship. I feel like I'm far more honest with Marie now, because I don't really have any more secrets, so I think that's brought us closer together.
Yeah, definitely brought us closer together and made us a lot stronger as well, I think, going through something as intense as this is bound to. But I also think it's made you a bit more laid back and relaxed, and we definitely have a bit more fun together now, and find ourselves giggling over really silly things, which is really nice.
So for any partners out there, do you have any advice?
Don't panic. Take time. Transition takes time, so take your time, educate yourself. That's so important. Just find out everything you can. Yeah, I don't think there's any need to force anything. If things aren't working, they're not working. Relationships do end for a number of reasons, but I don't think that transition has to be a reason for a relationship to end.
So I think that's everything we've got to say on the subject of our relationship. Natalie will be here tomorrow, and if you could like, comment and subscribe below, then that would be great, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.